from the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Tuesday, October the 6th. Tuesday mornings, we have a chance to have the garden party, taking a look at things going on in your yard and garden, what you want there, what you don't want there. And it's brought to you by DeBruyn Seed on Washington and Elm in downtown Zeeland. And joining us from DeBruyn Seed is the master gardener, Jan Meeuwsen, via the Google Meet connection. Good morning, Jan.
Good morning.
Glad you are with us. And if you have a question for Jan, she'll be happy to take it at 395-1450, 395-1450. Simple question, maybe a naive question, I think is a better way of putting this, Jan. With what we went through last week, a little damp, but a lot of cold, frost advisory on Sunday night, Monday morning. Can we say that the skeeters that could carry Eastern equine encephalitis are asleep, or can this week sort of wake them up a little bit?
They might wake up a little bit, but I think it would really have to get pretty warm. If we get in the 70s for a couple of days and, warm at night, I think I'd get worried. But right now, looking at the long range forecast, I'm not too terribly worried right now.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to say, we don't have to worry about Eastern equine. Not yet, though. Not yet, though.
Don't rule that out completely.
However, we do have to worry about Lyme disease because it is now the rut. It is in full swing, and the ticks are, let's put it this way, it's chilly. It had been chilly. The skeeters might go bye-bye, but the ticks are a little bit more hardier.
Yes, ticks are hardier. They are out there, so be very careful. When you go out, walk in the woods, do a tick check on you as well as your pets when they come in. You got 24 hours from when they get on you to when you have to take them off. So it does take a while. I mean, if they just land on you and start to bite you, you can pull them off with no problem. But yeah, do that tick check. Very, very, very important. Spray around your, if you house kind of abuts a wild area or even a grassy area, do spray there. Just to avoid those ticks. They're just waiting for a warm body to walk by so they can jump on you.
Yeah. Well, of course, we are into October, and we are, 24 days away from Halloween. So, yeah, we can start going, ew.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking of Halloween, pumpkins. Is it too early to start getting pumpkins for Halloween? Because I drive by some places and they got pumpkin signs and all that. Lots of pumpkins all out and about. But is it a little bit too early to worry about, to get the jack-o'-lanterns yet?
It is a little bit early, but unfortunately, a lot of growers around here, we had that really rainy week like 4 weeks ago. Just really rainy and kind of warm. And all of the pumpkin patches around here got powdery mildew. The vines died. They had to pick the pumpkins. So that's why all the pumpkins are out right now, and they're early. It is a little bit early to get them, but just remember our favorite stuff, wet it and forget it. If you get a pumpkin and you carve it, you can spray it with wet and forget, and it will stay better much, much longer.
Yeah, because you don't want the definitely you don't want the rotty pumpkin.
You don't want a rotten pumpkin by Halloween. No.
Yeah, because you might be getting the trick instead of giving out the treat.
Yeah, make sure your pumpkins are pretty solid. There's no soft spots. So you don't start out on a bad note. And I would, kind of, restrict to carving them to a week before, but that wet and forget, perfect to spray on there, and they will preserve them.
395-1450. If you have a question for the master gardener, Jan Meeuwsen, she'll be happy to take it. Coming up a week from tomorrow, It's an
Yes.
MSU Extension online seminar, Raining on My Parade. But there's another one dealing with butterflies coming up on Friday. Tell us more about both if you can.
Yeah, Raining on My Parade is next Wednesday, the 14th, from 11 to noon, just an hour, but they're going to talk all about learn the best way to landscape around shorelines, boggy, soggy areas around your landscape. It does cost $5, and you have to go to events.anr.msu.edu or just go to MSU Extension. You'll find it. Cost is $5. You have to register for it to be able to get online to the event. The other one is Smart Gardening for Butterflies. And this guy, Dr. Duke Elsner, he is called the bug guy from MSU because he is the butterfly guru. He knows more about butterflies around Michigan than anybody does. He'll talk all about them. It does go from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You do get a lunch break, so you can either go to your kitchen or go out to eat. But you do get, and it's a live webinar via Zoom, and it does cost $40. So again, you have to register for this. But it's going to be interesting. If you've ever wanted, garden for butterflies, what the heck what the hell do you put down? What kind of butterflies can I even get around here? Because he seems to think there's a lot more than what we see. So I think he'd be well worth listening to. But if you want more information, you have to call Angela Van Order or not call her, but contact her at VANORDE7@msu.edu, and she'll tell you all about it. I think it will be an excellent webinar.
Quick question. We know about the butterfly exhibit at the Meyer Gardens in March and in April. But to a certain extent, is that an outlier for when butterflies are out, or is that basically the time when you can start worrying about taking a look for butterflies?
Well, it is a little early usually when that's going on, and they do a lot of the tropical ones that we will never see here. But it does kind of get people. I think they do it that time to get people excited about it and planting the right things. And what just happened on TV that you just saw?
A more modern picture of Sir Paul. Let's just say.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I shut it off this thing. Jan could see the thing. But back to the butterflies.
But yeah, they do it to get people excited about butterflies and start planting for butterflies. And you can send away for little cocoons so you can actually hatch them and let them go, and make sure that you've planted the right things for them, just to get you more excited about your landscape and your world around you.
Now, one final thing, and this is more of a case of, we like butterflies. They're very nice. They're very pretty. My mom likes butterflies very much. But we've been talking about bugs in this particular segment this morning, Jan. And of course, hopefully, the skeeters go away. We have to watch for ticks. We talked a little bit about butterflies. But one type of insect that, let's just say, nobody likes: wasps. And they're back in town.
Oh my gosh. They are really, really aggressive right now. I had 2 hornets' nests in my backyard in little holes. Thought I got rid of them, but one of them's back with a vengeance. And boy, when they sting, they don't just sting once; they sting several times. So they are, they're really aggressive right now. They know they don't have much time left. They have to get food. They're aggressive. Be real careful with them. Get those nests down, spray them well. But if they're not around you, wait until after the first killing frost and then do it.
Now, the question is, what do you spray them with? What do you do to try to address the wasp issue?
There is wasp and hornet spray for those little paper wasps that are up, in the eave and on your deck. You can spray that in there. You've got stuff in the ground. The best thing to do is put Sevin, SEVIN, that has carbaryl in it. You put that all around that nest. You can even shake a little bit in it. Do all of this and in the evening, or first thing in the morning before the sun comes up when they're not that busy. And they have to walk through it. They walk through it. It's extremely lethal to them.
Now, the question is, what type of nests do they normally like? What type of scenarios that you might be able to see wasp nets come up?
Well, it's usually in like the eaves of the house. You'll see those ones with the multiple holes coming out of it. They're usually not that big. The ones that are in the trees that are hornets, I mean, those things can get huge. Don't even go near those things. There's too many in there. And after the first frost, they're all dead. And then you can get rid of it out of the tree. They won't use that nest again. But don't go near those. Those ones in the ground, they're just using old holes of like a rodent or something, and they just go down in there and they make their little hives down there. Wow, it's pretty aggressive, and it's pretty cool when you start putting the stuff down there, and they'll try, get all the hive stuff out of there, and it looks like, oh, I've got to move really quickly, but then they all die.
Yeah. Stumps, and we talked about that before, about maybe some stumps on the ground that hadn't been completely taken out that can also be taken over by wasps as well.
You bet. Yeah, they like just about any kind of rotting wood or any wood that they can. Yeah, some of them go into wood. So yeah, just be real careful when you're around outside this time of year. Keep your eyes open for those guys.
She is the master gardener, Jan Meeuwsen, joining us on Tuesday mornings for the Garden Party segment on WHTC Morning News. She is with DeBruyn Seed on Washington and Elm in downtown Zeeland. Jan will be back with us in about an hour or so with the Art and Garden Hour on WHTC's Talk of the Town. She also is with us every Saturday morning for the Jan Meeuwsen Garden Show here on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC. Jan, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and we look forward to chatting with you again in about an hour.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you very much. That's Jan Meeuwsen, the Master Gardener, on Real News Now, 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.